Yo, what's up everyone? In today's video I'm going to be giving you guys my own personal opinion on the top teams which are going to be in the Call of Duty Esports for Black Ops 3. Now, if you guys also didn't know, Optic Gaming received one of the highest rewards possible for an esports team, and that's being named the top esports team of the year. And this isn't just for Call of Duty, this is out of all other games as far as CSGO, League of Legends, which all have huge backings and hundreds of thousands of viewers. And Call of Duty really doesn't get that numbers as far as like viewership, not even really close. And to have that happen with a team like Call of Duty team, especially Optic, is just huge, because it really goes to show that Call of Duty Esports has a huge potential to really go somewhere and become one of the top viewerships for Call of Duty Esports. Now, for me, the top three teams I believe are which is gonna be for this year, especially with current rosters they have right now, is going to be Optic Gaming, obviously, because the roster that they have with Formal, Scump, Crimsix, and Karma is just it's huge because of the fact that they're not just set to one objective. Like, they have an OBJ who gets 15-20 kills and that's it. No, it comes down to they all can play that role, and when they play that role, they're still going to be dropping 30-40 kills a game, and that's why their team is so well rounded, and like there's no pretty much weakness in their chains as far as like coming down to having to play against someone as far as like S&D or hardpoint and really have to worry about someone slacking, because they all can go off and they all can drop huge numbers. Now, for the second team that I believe, just watching the qualifiers and the team they have set up, is definitely going to be Envy. Their team that they have is huge right now, because some of the members like Jkap and everything, like, which are really the top players for Call of Duty Esports and have been for years, is just huge, because during the qualifiers, whenever they're playing these teams, one of them was TK. They just 3-0'd them, like they just annihilated TK. And this isn't based on all of members of TK, like that they're all bad or anything, because TK, out of my own opinion, they have two good players, but there's two that I don't know why they're still on their roster. They have not done anything, like, since I've been watching esports since really Ghost, and I've never seen these players do anything well, and I'm not even sure really why they're on the pro scene. But that's just my own opinion. I understand that like Kazdef, he's one of my favorite YouTubers, and like he has great relationships with these members, so I believe he's looking at it more of like a friend status instead of like a business aspect of really wanting to win a qualifier, that he just really believes in his friends that he's gonna really go for, and I believe that's why he's still really sticking with the roster he has for like so long. But for the third team, I believe is going to be Faze. Faze, like at the end of especially AW, they had a really solid roster and they did really well, and like was definitely a top contender for Team Optic. They were winning events. They were definitely like in the top three for like best teams, and the roster they have now for this game too is definitely really well, with having clayster. They're just overall, I believe Faze is going to be in the top three, definitely. Now, a team that I was not even expecting to do well was Apotheon. Whenever they were playing Optic, they did get 3-1, but they definitely, you could tell they've been practicing. Like, they were a well-rounded team. And something that I really hated, because whenever I was watching that match, there was a lot of hate going around, especially in the comment section. Some really racial shit, and just like you could tell there was a lot of 12-year-olds watching that night, and that shouldn't happen, because they definitely did prove themselves that they can kick it with some of the top contenders like Optic. I believe they're gonna be in the top 6, especially for like teams of the year, like that are really gonna place well with the roster they have right now. I can really see them being in the top 5 to top 6 teams whenever they come into placing. So Apotheon really is a team that I really can see shining, really underrated, and like no one has really heard of, but yet they did really well, and that's something like people need to really respect with this team. And instead of being like really racial and like having these 12-year-olds saying this shit, whenever you watch esports team, this isn't football where you can just base it off of like this player looking huge and everything. Like, this is esports, this is Call of Duty, this is video games. Like, you don't really base like your opinion on like a player strictly on how they look, because, well, obviously we're all gaming nerds, and for you watching this video right now, you're a gaming nerd, and that's just really how it is. it doesn't really matter how we look, because whenever we play with people online, like, we don't know what they look like, we just play, and that really should still be like their aspect of like when people are watching these online teams. But anyways guys, I hope you enjoy the video. I can really see, as far as the top 3 teams being Optic, Envy, and Faze, they're really solid teams right now, and as long as the roster doesn't change for these squads, like, they're definitely going to do really well. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like. I would really appreciate it. If you'd like to see more content from me in the future, make sure you subscribe so you get notified whenever those videos go up. And anyways guys, I'll catch you guys later, and I hope you enjoyed.